Hello. No kalimba today. I forgot it and I don't feel like getting it. So, do, 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 do. Close enough. Alright, so what I want to talk about today is love and let yourself be loved. So, I've been feeling a little off these couple days. I've had these peak experiences and I want to get back to them. They were novel. They felt special. They felt like I was, quite honestly, maybe even a little removed. Like I had this initial experience of being present and in the moment, and I'm just keep trying to get back to that. But then what I realize is that presence is presence. There's nothing necessarily novel about it. It's not even a separate experience to be had. It's just presence. There is just presence, and it's just strange because it's so palpable now when I am thinking, when I'm in my thinking mind and trying to make things happen and thinking about the past and the future, and when I am just present. And there's nothing I can actually do to get back to the present except be open and vulnerable. And what I realized is that uh, with love and let yourself be loved is that I may have been rejecting parts of myself that I deem not part of that I don't want to be a part of me. I was rejecting them and saying that isn't allowed to be in the present moment when the leaning into it and the vulnerability to accept it is the present moment. I'm putting this stuff off and saying I don't want to think about that. I don't want to deal with that. I don't want to see that. And that is just building up a sort of pressure or a stockpile of things to be dealt with later. And if I have these things being held over my head of dealing with later, uh, then I can't be in the present moment because I'm thinking about the stuff I have to deal with later. So if I just deal with that in the present moment now, if I take these things that I deem not good, then just inherently right there is I'm trying to control things. I'm not being vulnerable. I'm not being authentic. I'm trying to control things and be a certain way and fabricate a certain experience. So what I found is that bringing things into the heart center and living from the heart. Any situation can be brought into the heart. Any piece of yourself can be brought into the heart. And I suppose the goal, if there is one, if we can even say that there is a goal, is to become more present, which is living from the heart. I was having racing thoughts the other day about all these things that I wanted to do, all these things that excited me, seeing all these people, um, going to all these events, doing these things. But usually it'll be in my mind, and I'll start getting lightheaded, and I'll be sort of toppling over myself and stumbling over myself. But what was different was I was thinking through the heart. I was thinking through the heart center, and it was just more of a joyous look at all these beautiful things that I get to do. So when things are being expressed from the heart center, that is presence because nothing needs to be done immediately. All these things in my head were I need to do this now. I need to contact this person. I need to set this up. I need to do this. I need to control this. But when it was from the heart, it was like these things will happen when they're meant to happen. These things will transpire the way they need to, and I can just take things one step at a time, one day at a time. That day I may have some things to do. Well, let's just focus on those, and then these other things that I want to do will transpire in time. Yeah. So I think it's it says love and let yourself be loved. So I was thinking initially that you need to receive the love first in order to give it. You need to fill your cup in order to give it. But it's love and let yourself be loved. So the actual like giving of love comes first. The giving of love comes first. And you may be thinking, how can I give love if I don't have it? It's if I don't feel it. The thing is that love is always there. The way that I'm seeing it now is that, love is always there. Maybe let's call it, it's like neutral, and your breath, your energy, your eminence gives it life. It energizes it. So when you speak love, when you speak from a place, from the heart to yourself, to other people, to the universe, when you just express your love and your gratitude to the universe, it energizes the love field around you. And then from that, now your love field is energized, and then the next thing is, and then let yourself be loved. So when you're speaking love, when you're giving love through the heart, you're energizing the love field around you, and then from there that can radiate back inwards. And I think about this as speaking to another person, sharing love with another person, and having that be like the top thing that I could do is share love with another person. But I think to do something more immediate, if there's nobody around, and in an extension of loving yourself, if you express your love to the universe, your love for the universe, for life, then you are affirming love for yourself, and which will enable you to give love to others, because you'll be able to see that we're not all separate, that another person is just yourself in a different body, is yourself, capital S. So when you express your love to the universe is you. So you're expressing it to yourself, which will then enable you to express it to others, which is also yourself. So really, you can start at any point. You can you can give love to the universe, to yourself, to others, and that'll create a sort of reciprocal, cyclical sort of system there. And then the big part is let yourself be loved. There's parts of me that, like I said, I don't feel are that shouldn't be a part of me, that can't be a part of me, because I have this perfect image of what I'm supposed to be, who I'm supposed to be, how I'm supposed to act in my head, and these things may not align with it. And I would think that it's like big things that I'm doing, like obvious things that bring me shame, like through my behaviors. But it's even something as subtle as the the shame and fear of being totally myself around people, of being, oh well, why did I say that? But it's like I was in the moment and I was fully expressing myself, but then I look back and I think, oh well, why did I say that? Why did I act this way? And it's things are okay, things are fine, but then there's just this shame and guilt, and it's like I shouldn't have been a certain way, but that's how I was in the moment. That's how I was presently. So it's even it's the mind wants to create some sort of problem, and to deem itself necessary, of saying, well, think through this problem, try to quantify this problem, and find something wrong, so that I being the mind, I'm speaking as the mind, that I feel necessary. That part of you that you may feel shouldn't be a part of you is actually what needs to be brought into the heart center, and actually what needs to receive the love. The just the beneficial parts of me, just the good parts, the parts that I just see in my perspective as good, those will receive love because you love them, you like them. The parts that need to actually receive love, that you need to be brave and vulnerable about, are the parts don't that you don't necessarily like, but are going to be a part of you. And once you bring that, once you give love to that part of you, it'll quote unquote reintegrate back into you, and you will be whole. I say quote unquote because it's just an illusion. It's just an illusion that these things are separate. The mind is keeping them at a distance. It's just an illusion. They're already a part of you. They're just not receiving love, and love will it's like a string of Christmas lights, like the old style Christmas lights, where if one bulb goes out, they all go out. It's like there's this impatience and this dissatisfaction with life because there's just one light bulb is out. So now it seems like all of life is dissatisfactory. But when that one bulb gets fixed, so to speak, when it receives love, then the rest of it comes online. So it's really just a distraction. And it's an illusion, and it's just saying, hey, look over here, because the mind wants to feel necessary, but it's the thinking mind is not necessary. And I say the thinking mind as differentiated from the working mind. The working mind will do things like to be a healthy person, I feel I need to have things like social events to go to, and those need to be planned. I don't necessarily just stumble into them. My tendency is to be more like by myself, more introverted. Um, but the working mind needs to set up these things for me to go to, but once they're set up, I don't need to think about them. It's just when the time comes, I will go to do those things. They don't need to be thought about. The anxiety doesn't need to be created, but oh, well, what am I going to say at this event? What is going to happen? The 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 mind the mind can be a beneficial tool, but it shouldn't run the show. It's the intellect is part of us. There's no point in rejecting the intellect, in rejecting uh, the mind. So and that's another thing is even bringing the thinking mind into the heart center and saying, okay, you you're trying to keep me safe. I understand that, but the way that you're doing it is actually detrimental. And acknowledging and maybe having a dialogue with the thinking mind or this part of yourself that you deem not worthy of love, and that proclamation of deeming it not worthy of love maybe will make it feel defensive. So it's we just want to show these parts of ourselves that they're able to be loved, that they are lovable, and to be open and willing to even receive that love. So I have a an angel number card that fell out of the deck a little while ago. I'm curious to see what it is, and the angel cards I see as signposts on the road. So as we walk the road, if we were to look up at the street sign and derive some sort of meaning from it, what would it say? What street are we on right now? What street are we on? So 1717. That might be significant for you. Independence, soul mission, alone time, learning, healing, and aspirations. Take a few deep breaths and focus inward. You need time to think things over and consider your options. At this time, you must rely solely on yourself. You might not believe it, but you're headed in the right direction. What appears to be a lull in activity is just a natural part of the process. So yeah, independence, alone time, healing, and learning. Yeah, I was just thinking today that I'm doing all these things I'm setting up all these events, and things are exciting, and I felt this in my heart center to go and do all these things, but not at the expense of alone time, not at the expense of recharging. I'll have a black or white mentality about I'm either on and I'm doing things, or I am alone and sort of burnt out maybe because I'm doing all these things. And it says at this time you must rely solely on yourself, and that's about not being dependent on receiving love from others or receiving gratification from others. It's it's nice to be able to receive that, but not to rely on it. It's you you want to be you want to experience the love for yourself and be able to tap into that yourself and not need validation from another to do so. So I think when I was looking at the Heart Guardian, the Love and Beloved card, there's a card sticking out at the bottom that said, "Take time to reflect." And I think it's easy to put yourself out there and highlight all the good parts of yourself, the parts that you deem acceptable for other people to see. But I think it's about taking time and checking on those parts that have been stockpiled and have not been looked at and need to be sort of processed now, so that they can be brought into the heart center, be reintegrated, be accepted into the whole, and be able to be and access the present through that sort of way. So yeah, yeah. There's a lot here. It's only been 17 minutes, and there's a lot here. Um, I really don't know if there's much more that I want to say here. I think I'll leave it at that. So thank you for being here. Thank you for being here. And know that you are worthy of love. You are worthy of love, of loving yourself, of love from the universe, which is always accessible in abundance to you. Oceans of love from the universe surround you. You are worthy of love from the universe, from yourself, from others, just worthy of love all around. You are worthy and you are loved. So, with that, thank you for being here.